But this expansion is going to be adding a bunch of new upgrades that you can add into the game to upgrade your different components. But it's also going to be adding 2 new factions, a solo mode, as well as a bunch of new maps to play the game on. I'll just quickly go through some of the new components that are going to be added in as part of this expansion, with the first one being the army markers, which allow you to replace large armies with one single token. The way this works is that when you have a ton of tokens out in one area on the board, you can swap those tokens out for a numbered marker. Then you'll be putting those tokens on your sheet under that same matching number. There's also these really nice tile holders to hold all your various tiles, and then also some embroidered velvet bags. And the new maps will also be provided on cloth, but there's not a great picture of them on the campaign at the point of me filming this video, so if you do want to see some updated images of those, I'm sure they'll add some more once the campaign actually launches. You can find a link to that in the description down below. But before you head over there, I'll just go ahead and roll my previous footage letting you know how this game actually plays. But this is coming from the designer Martin Wallace, and he's created all sorts of games like Brass Birmingham, as well as Age of Steam. And this one looks like a little bit of a different type of game for him because this one is actually area control. But in this game, each player is going to be playing as a faction with its own special ability, and players will be drawing tiles from a bag, with each tile having both a pip and an icon on it. And the pips essentially act as a currency, and you'll be able to spend those in order to perform different actions throughout the game. Players will start the game with a citadel as well as a few forces out on the map, and then you're going to be trying to gain victory points by winning battles against your opponents and trying to build or steal villages. In each round, players will be using their tiles to perform and pay for actions because you're going to be deciding which tokens you want to deploy out on the board, but then you're going to have to spend a number of pips in order to perform those actions, which means that you're going to be discarding some of your tokens. And you'll have to discard tiles in order to pay those pips in order to deploy or move units out on the board. And if units from different players ever share the same space, then that's going to trigger a battle. And players will be able to draw battle tiles that each have a random amount of pips, but then you'll also be able to substitute one of those tiles from one of the tiles in your hand if you choose to do so. Players will then reveal their tiles in any modifiers, and the highest value wins that battle. And at the end of the round, players can also spend their pips in order to build villages, and they're going to be drawing back up to their 6 tiles. And the end of the game is triggered as soon as all players have run out of their tiles twice, and then the player with the highest victory points wins the game.